Yeah, I told him don't come.
And why did you say that?
Because, I mean, like I look at it at my own point of view. Like, I don't want him coming to see me right now because I wanna get to where I wanna go then for him to see me. I don't want him to come and see me, get a couple reps and he's cheering like a good dad. Like, nah, you can't be proud of me right now. I gotta get to where I'm going, and I know it's a lot I gotta do.
Deion Sanders just caught the ultimate dad-level shutdown, and it came straight from his own son, Shedeur. Yep, Coach Prime himself got told to stay home, sit tight, and watch from afar. The Swagger King didn't lose a game, he lost access. So what really went down at Browns camp that made Shedeur hit the privacy switch so hard? Now people are whispering. Is there family tension bubbling under the surface? Or is Shedeur locking in and going full N.F.L. mode with zero distractions? Some say Deion's presence steals the spotlight, even when he doesn't mean to. Either way, this Browns camp moment flipped from routine to wild real quick, and the father-son face-off is already getting people talking. Let's be real. Deion Sanders doesn't usually hear the word no, especially not from five-star talent. Coach Prime is a walking headline, a non-stop quote machine, the guy who can turn a practice into a media circus just by smiling. And yet, he reportedly wasn't invited to his own son, Shedeur's Browns training camp. That's a cold pause right there. Picture it.
Talk to me about that excitement watching them in the NFL. I saw you went and visit Shiloh.
Yeah,
down Tampa.
Shedeur told me not to come. Yeah, let's get that out.
I was about to ask why you hadn't gone to
he
TV.
he didn't want me to come. He's like, Dad, I may get 3-4 reps in practice. I don't want you seeing that. I'm like, come on, no, I'm not where I need to be. Let me get where I need to be. And it's so funny because this is his first time, man.
Yeah.
Ever. And he's dealing with it like a pro. Like he ain't mad, he ain't bitter. He's like, I got work to do and I'm gonna put in this work.
Shedeur, calm and locked in, looking straight through those famous aviator shades and basically saying, not today, Pops. This wasn't disrespect. This was business. Shedeur didn't just set a boundary. He drew a thick chalk line across the field, handed Deion a Gatorade, and pointed him to the stands like, watch from there. You can still be a proud parent, just from way over there. It's like Tom Brady pulling up to watch his kids practice and getting told, sir, this is a Wendy's. Wild.
Met with reporters and he explained why he doesn't want Deion to make the trip to Cleveland and visit training camp.
The football world blinked twice because if there's one person on this planet who never misses a football moment involving his own blood, it's Deion. This is the same man who turned press conferences into full-blown motivational TED Talks. The guy who used to tell reporters, straight-faced, that he was the headline. And now, he's outside the Browns facility like a dad stuck at an overbooked Chuck E. Cheese birthday party, holding a gift bag, scanning the room for eye contact that never comes. But before anyone gets emotional or labels this family drama, let's zoom out. This isn't just funny. It's a straight-up plot twist worthy of an HBO miniseries. Coach Prime getting benched is wild, but the Sanders football saga has always been built on moments like this. Deion didn't just raise athletes. He built a legacy, a full-on sports dynasty that's been front-row entertainment since Shedeur first laced up cleats. From day one, the spotlight followed them everywhere. This is the same duo that went from Jackson State dominance to Colorado chaos, dragging cameras, headlines, and non-stop attention with them. Deion was the coach, the mentor, the walking brand deal. Shedeur was the arm talent with billboard-level confidence. Together, they looked like a football-themed buddy movie that never stopped rolling. Coach Prime hyped it, Shedeur delivered. They talked big, walked into stadiums like they owned property in the end zone, and dared anyone to question it.
Trouble in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders, he has to go. He needs to be traded. He needs to go somewhere where he's appreciated. The public humiliation, they're not done with it. This is ridiculous already. His completion percentages is better than every other quarterback in Cleveland. He scored more touchdowns. and he gave up the least amount in his.
But here's where it gets spicy. N.F.L. camp is a whole different universe. This isn't Boulder. This isn't a college campus where Deion could roll in with shades and a cowboy hat and have the whole building doing backflips. This is the Cleveland Browns. Grown men, film rooms, playbooks thicker than phone books, silent stretches where nobody even breathes too loud. And in that setting, Shedeur reportedly told Coach Prime, in whatever legendary wording it came out, that this camp was about his growth, his transition, his moment, not the Sanders experience, N.F.L. edition. That's like telling Beyonce she can't sing backup vocals. Respectful in theory, absolutely insane to picture. But let's be clear, this isn't rebellion. This is evolution. The roles flipped.
We have been through so much as a family, as athletes, that he is prepared for everything. The only thing that really hurt me, when they started the line and saying he wasn't prepared or he was this or he came in with headphones on. I know my sheep. I know my son. I know what I raised. I know better than that. Shedeur ain't never did nothing stupid like that. Ain't never been nowhere unprepared, ill-prepared. No, if you talk to him, he gonna tell you the why. In every situation. He's never going to be caught out of pocket.
Deion used to be the coach, the leader, the decision maker calling the shots and firing up locker rooms like pep rallies. Now it's Shedeur's turf. His name's on the roster, not Deion's. This is the professional league, where legacies get tested and cameras don't pause just because your dad has a famous catchphrase. And let's keep it real. Deion being a lot in an NFL environment isn't speculation. It's common sense. He'd be high-fiving assistant coaches, quoting scripture to linebackers, and pitching brand ideas to the water staff before warm-ups ended. Right now, Shedeur isn't building a storyline. He's building himself into a quarterback. So he made the call. He benched the coach, not out of ego, not out of beef, but because sometimes the biggest flex isn't shining with your famous father nearby. It's proving you can shine when he's not there at all. And for the first time in a long time, Coach Prime had to watch from the sidelines, of the sidelines. And this is where the story stops being funny and starts getting real interesting. This isn't just a father-son standoff. This is a full-blown culture clash. The NFL is not college ball, and it definitely isn't Boulder.
Shedeur Sanders was not able to throw in practice on Saturday. A week ago, the Browns had 4 healthy quarterbacks. As we stand here today, they really only have 2 that can get through a full practice. So Sanders says he had a sore shoulder. Remains to be seen if it's serious. Don't think it is now. But when you throw in the fact that Kenny Pickett has a hamstring, he's doing individual drills, wants to get going, wants to do team drills, says he's frustrated, but they're not going to let him do it.
NFL training camps aren't built for theatrics. They're built for the grind. These places feel like football boot camps, where the vibe sits somewhere between strict military rules and please don't get cut today anxiety. Everything about an NFL camp screams structure, order, and cold-blooded evaluation. No music blasting, no hype speeches with background soundtracks, no drones flying overhead for dramatic angles. If the walls could talk, they'd whisper.
I just like how the young man going about himself, man.
Yeah.
Shedeur. You know what I mean? Like, there's no better way to go about this than keep your head down and keep working, bro. I think he's been doing a phenomenal job at that. Obviously, I think everybody's been keeping up with what's been going on in Cleveland. I know I have. And he looks comfortable out there, first and foremost. And he looks like he's still enjoying the game, man. And I think this is just more, fuel to the fire as opposed to it's going to help him out throughout the regular season or throughout his season or throughout his NFL.
Grown men walk on eggshells because one bad rep could mean packing up a locker before lunch. It's all about the tape, execution, repetition, precision. No room for slogans. Just sweat, silence, and coaches staring like they're counting mistakes. Now, enter Deion Sanders' world, also known as Coach Prime's Kingdom, a place where every moment is a brand play. Every practice feels like a halftime show. Every locker room looks like it swallowed a self-help seminar whole.
Sums up the Browns. That sums up the stupid-ass decision, and I'll say it, the stupid-ass Jimmy Haslam decision to draft Shedeur Sanders with pick number 144. Oh, we have an asset now. Quarterbacks are assets, and those assets can be leveraged into other assets. This isn't a stock portfolio, Jimmy. It's a football team. So you got a guy now who's getting so few reps at practice, he's ashamed to have his dad show up. Hey, Dad, come at a time when I'm actually practicing. Come at a time when I'm actually part of the team. And I don't know what the plan is. Like, are they hoping they can flip him for a third?
In Colorado, the culture wasn't just flashy. It was loud, bold, and impossible to ignore. You had players dancing during warm-ups, celebrities hanging on the sidelines, cameras catching every smirk in crystal clear detail. It wasn't just football, it was football theater. Deion had his own setup, gold trim energy everywhere. Even the furniture screamed power. The walls were plastered with quotes so iconic they might as well be trademarked. You gotta believe, we coming, I'm him. You honestly couldn't tell if it was a locker room or a motivational museum. Play well, and you got applause. Mess up, and it happened on camera.
Then I don't want it to be a distraction to the team, because they'll see you talking to the coaches. They'll see you talking to Andrew Berry. They'll see you talking to Jimmy Haslam, and then question after question after question will be formed. What are they talking about? Is he asking them why Shedeur ain't getting reps? Is he trying to pressure him to get Shedeur more playing time? Is he pressuring him to make sure Shedeur is not fourth-string quarterback? Those are the things that he's trying to avoid. As a normal person, we know this. As a reporter, you want Deion there so you can write more stories.
It was last chance football mixed with reality TV energy. Now imagine trying to bring that vibe into an N.F.L. camp. That's like filming a TikTok in a monastery. And Shedeur felt the shift instantly. This wasn't a stage for Dad's theatrics anymore. This was his battlefield.
Come, watch me work. I'm like, I already know what you're gonna do. I ain't worried about that. I know. But he didn't want me to come. And Charles told her, obviously, come on down there. You know, Charles, he was happy. But Junior deal with me every day. Every day I've gone through what I've gone through, I've seen his face every day.
It's one thing to have your father coach you in college, where narratives can be shaped and cameras can be managed. The N.F.L. doesn't care about followers or family names. You either throw darts or you hold a clipboard. And Shedeur wants to throw darts. So he did the unthinkable. He shut off the primetime camera. He respectfully hit "Do Not Disturb" on his own father. That wasn't disrespect. That was a declaration of independence, a quiet power move. He drew the line not because he doesn't love his dad, but because he loves his future just a little more. And let's be real, that had to sting. Deion Sanders isn't just any dad. He's that dad. The kind who walks into a room and people stand up even if they're already standing.
It's like a minimum at this point, but this is his opportunity to really distance himself from Gabriel for sure. And if you look at all 6 of their quarterbacks, he's the only one, with all due respect to Dillon Gabriel, who even remotely could be like their quarterback of the future. Like no one else is their guy of the future.
Confidence leaks out of him naturally. Rings, resumes, and receipts for days. His whole image is built on control. He doesn't get told no. He hands it out. So when the door didn't open at Brown's camp, that moment hit different. Rare. The shade stayed on, but the ego definitely felt it. This is the man who coached Shedeur, pushed him into the spotlight, carried him into national relevance. And suddenly, he's on the outside, looking in. You know he smiled through it, said something classy, played it cool. But behind those sunglasses, yeah, it burned. You could almost hear the dramatic piano music playing as he stood there thinking, is this what letting go feels like? Cue the memes. Coach Prime lurking with binoculars. Sliding notes under the door like, proud of you, son. Also tighten that footwork. And that's exactly why Shedeur did it. He doesn't want the league saying he's just Deion's son. He wants them saying this guy can stand on his own. No spotlight required.
When Deion Sanders got to tell everybody he had a tumor on his bladder, and his doctors did a great job of, well, removing it, and he is cancer-free. And like most things, Deion news stops everybody moving and people pay attention. I know this because I ended up writing about Deion Sanders saying he's going to have a press conference over the weekend and then having one just to update people on his health, as there had been so much going on, so much rumor about where he was and what he was doing and how ubiquitous his presence has become.
Blocking your biggest supporter isn't easy. Most guys would kill to have Deion Sanders in their corner, but sometimes the hardest move is the smartest one. Shedeur understood that the moment his dad stepped into Cleveland Browns camp, the spotlight would drift. Suddenly, it wouldn't be about how Shedeur throws a clean 15-yard out. It would be about what Deion said after practice, what Deion wore, what Deion thought about the Browns' offense. The story flips fast, and just like that, it becomes theirs again, not his. That's the turning point. Shedeur isn't just playing football anymore. He's taking ownership of his path. He's earning every rep, every critique, every long stare from the coaching staff. No hype, no shortcuts, just work. And by politely keeping the most famous football dad at arm's length, he's sending a quiet but clear message inside that building. I belong here, with or without the family crest. So did he make the right call? In the N.F.L., all that matters is the film. If that tape shows Shedeur delivering under pressure, commanding the huddle, and executing the game plan, this boundary won't just look smart, it'll look necessary. It could end up being the moment people point to and say, that's when he became his own guy. And here's the irony. It proves what Deion's been preaching forever. Talent isn't handed out, it's earned, even when earning it means leaving your dad at the gate.
Clue us in on what's going on with Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns.
Sure. So as we've talked about ad nauseum now since the start of rookie minicamp and the full training camp, Shedeur Sanders has been the talk of the town in Cleveland during all facets of camp because he has been, without a doubt, been performing statistically as the best quarterback there in camp, both in minicamp and here in training camp. The only problem is something that Rob Parker has harped on ad nauseum is that he still is the only.
The second word hit the digital streets that Deion wasn't at Browns camp because Shedeur asked him to sit this one out. The internet lost its mind. Social media turned into a non-stop town hall. Half the crowd applauded Shedeur like he'd just declared independence. The other half acted like he'd committed football treason. You had one side saying, finally, this kid is growing up and setting boundaries like a pro. The other side was clutching pearls, acting like Shedeur had personally unfollowed his dad on every platform at once. One guy even called it a generational betrayal, like Deion had been exiled from a royal family.
This is his shot. This is it. I mean, I don't mean just this one game, but I'm saying this is his chance. Even though it looks like he's been practicing well, what we talked earlier, like it just seems like they don't want to give him the shot to really move up. Well, they have to now. And I salute them for not. I think to start Tyler Huntley in this game would have just been like, yeah, it would have either been insulting or he is just light years away from being ready to play in an NFL game. And so I'm glad he's getting a start. I said earlier, maybe he plays a half, Huntley plays. If he's playing well, he's going to play 3 quarters.
Then TikTok jumped in, because of course it did. Sad edits everywhere. Deion photoshopped into moody SpongeBob clips with tragic violin music. Old Colorado sideline footage reposted with captions like, when your own son hits you with the, this meeting could have been an email energy. And right on cue, the other side clapped back. Nah, it's not that deep. He just wants to work without training camp turning into a motivational TED Talk.
Why are they hating on my guy so much? He's got to get reps in somehow. They don't want to give him practice reps. Let him practice before and after. And he's in the NFL now. Of course, he's going to do all he can to warm his arm up, to get some reps. Like, what are we talking? It's going to be so funny when Shedeur ends up being the first quarterback to get these guys to the playoffs or win a playoff game since, like, Baker Mayfield. Like, I have a feeling that when he gets a time to shine, everybody's going to be like, dang, we really should have just drafted him in the first or second round. Like, we wasted a pick on Dillon Gabriel. What are we doing? His arm is sore, so he's that's bad? What are we talking about, bro? What are we
YouTube channels piled on too, dropping dramatic titles like Why Shedeur Had to Sideline Deion or Coach Prime Finally Told No, acting like this was some underground conspiracy. Podcasts couldn't resist either, breaking it down like geopolitical strategy. Entire episodes dedicated to the Prime Ice Out, as if world leaders were involved. And through all that noise, Shedeur said nothing. No tweets, no likes, no cryptic Instagram stories. Just silence, tunnel vision, locked in like he's prepping for a playoff run and a final exam at the same time. That silence says more than any post ever could. While everyone else debates and jokes, Shedeur is doing what matters, taking reps, studying tape, making sure his first mistake isn't a pick six. And here's the part people miss. Deion isn't mad, he's sitting with it. Because deep down, behind the swag and the shades, he knows exactly what this is. This is what he raised Shedeur to do. Be his own man, make his own calls, lead, own the moment. It just so happened that this moment required telling the family's biggest brand ambassador to chill for a bit. That's tough, like getting fired from a company you helped build. But it's also the dream scenario. Deion didn't raise a follower, he raised a quarterback with backbone. And Shedeur isn't just Deion's son anymore. He's carving his own lane, brick by brick, decision by decision. Every move from here on out adds to his legacy, not his father's. If Shedeur balls out at Cleveland Browns camp, if he makes the roster, or better yet, wins that locker room with poise and production, then this quiet, thanks but no thanks moment with Deion Sanders turns legendary. This won't be framed as drama, it'll be replayed in documentaries as the day Shedeur officially became the guy. Not the son, not the prodigy, not the sidekick, the quarterback. And yeah, Thanksgiving's gonna be funny. One side of the table talking turkey and stuffing, the other side throwing subtle side-eye. Coach Prime casually asking if he's allowed to bring the cranberry sauce, or if that's off limits too. If you're watching this story unfold, make sure you subscribe, like, share, drop a comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.